Now, having looked at the Portuguese, the Spanish, now let us look at the English sea voyages of exploration. So the English got involved in the voyages of exploration through the initiative of King Henry VII of England, and also through the initiative of Queen Elizabeth I, who sponsored the English voyages of exploration, and also the merchants of the western port of Bristol. So these merchants, they financed the Italian explorer called John Cabot. Now let us look at this John Cabot. He set his sail from Bristol in 1497. Should be the same year with the Vasco da Gama. There you can see, you can cross-check the years. So his aim was to explore the ocean west of Iceland. He reached Newfoundland and mainland of Nova Scotia. Later, his son Sebastian sailed northwards along the mainland towards the Arctic Circle. So both John Cabot and his son Sebastian did not find any trace of gold or trade items. After the failure of John and Sebastian Cabot to find the sea route to India, the English did not attempt further exploration for almost 50 years. So for 50 years after the failure of John and Sebastian, then the English, they did not embark on the voyages on the sea routes. So during the 15th or the 16th century, the English voyages of discovery started again. So at this time, the English explorers, they made attempts to explore a sea route to the east, that is to India and Asia, through the north of Europe and Asia, and through North America. So the exploration itself of the sea route to India and China through the north of Europe and Asia was called the North Passage. So take note of that. Through the India to India and China through the north of Europe and Asia, it was called the North Passage. While that of the sea route, or while that of this to finding that sea route to India and China through the North America, that was called the Northwestern Passage. So there were the Northeastern Passage and the Northwestern Passage. So let us look at this Northeastern Passage. This was a search for a sea route to India and China through the north of Europe and Asia. So the English explorers that explored this Northeast Passage were Richard Wolfby and John Chancellor. So let us understand this one in this way. We have Britain somewhere here, our Africa somewhere here, and we have mainland Europe here, connecting to Asia, China, what here. Now we are saying, we have talked about a number of issues here. We have said that the exploration of the sea route to India and China through the north of Europe and Asia was called the Northeast Passage, the Northeast Passage. So they wanted to find the sea route to India here, through Asia and through North Europe, Asia and China until they reach India. So this one, it was they called it the North. That's what the Northeast Passage, the Northeast Passage from Britain. They wanted to travel to the North Europe and Asia here, China, then to India. That's what they could call Northeast Passage. While the sea route to India and China through the North America was called the Northwest Passage. And again, they wanted to go to find the sea route again to India by going to westwards to America. There is America South and North and South America here. So they wanted to go here until they arrive this direction from here. To say from Britain, they go this side, north of America, and until they come from this direction up to India. That one was called the Northwest Passage. The Northwest Passage. So the people who embarked on this were talking of Richard Wolfby and John Chancellor. They were the people who explored the Northeast Passage. That is the Northeast Passage that went through this direction. Now, let us look at the results of the results for the search for the Northeast Passage. The explorers failed to find navigable sea route around the North Asia because they did not know that Asia was great landmass, and also due to the icebergs. And also trade was opened with East Europe and Russia. So we see to it that they failed. They failed to go around Asia to India because they did not understand that Asia was very big landmass. So to go round it could take them very long. And the other result was that they opened up the Eastern Europe trade and Russia. So they just found trade with Russia and Eastern Europe. Now let us look at the Northwest Passage. So this was the search for a sea route to the west through the North America. So this search was undertaken by the following explorers: Martin Frobisher, Humphrey Gilbert, John Davis, and Henry Hudson. So they were the people who undertook that way to say, all right, we're going to go the west side and North America until we reach India and China. What were the results for the Northwest Passage? Explorers failed to find a navigable sea route. They did not even find that navigable sea route. They did not even reach China and India using North America until the Pacific Ocean and somewhere else. They did not find that route. Another one is here, Francis Drake. Francis Drake, he was the first Englishman to sail around the world. So much as we looked at Ferdinand Magellan, as his crew was the first to go around the world, but the first Englishman was Francis Drake, who went round the earth. What were the results of the English voyages of discovery? Number one was that trade routes were discovered in North America, Asia, and the Northern Hemisphere that were unknown during the Spanish and Portuguese voyages. So they opened up the trade routes in North America, Asia, and the Northern Hemisphere. And also they helped open the oceans of the world to all the countries. So this was done by Francis Drake, who cut across the route that Spain and Portugal regarded as theirs. So they opened up the ocean to the world. The ocean routes were opened to the world. And not only that, they also helped to make improvement to the ship construction and the rigging. So this was done by John Hawkins, who gained much experience in sailing to the West Indies and Africa. So they were able to construct big ships now that could withstand much pressure over the sea currents or the waves. Another result was that many areas such as Greenland, Baffin Island, the Falk Islands, were discovered through the voyages of John Davis. John Davis, he discovered a lot of islands. Another one was also the English colony of America was founded, and it was founded by by Sir Humphrey Gilbert. Humphrey Gilbert, he founded the colonies of America. So trade also was promoted between England and Russia. So there was trade between England and Russia as well. And also it led to the discovery of navigation instrument called the Davis Quadrant. The Davis Quadrant. So this one, the sailors used it to find the latitudes when they were traveling. So the Davis Quadrant, it was discovered as well. To this far, let us look at the general results. What were the general results of the voyages of discovery? The results now of the voyages of discovery. Number one is that the countries in the Atlantic seaboard, such as Spain, France, and England, became the leading states of Europe. Yes, so we are saying that Spain, France, England, they became the leading states in Europe, and also the greatness of Italian city-states such as Florence, Genoa, Venice declined because many other countries now, they were able to go and discover and learn on their own, whereby at first we said that the Renaissance started in Italy, in those cities, Florence, Genoa, and Venice. But now their influence started to decline because now learning was just like everywhere. And European forts were established in different parts of Africa, India, where trade took place. So Europeans, they established their control areas, and in those areas, trade was taking place. Now, looking at the general results of the voyages, we are saying that countries in the Atlantic seaboard, Spain, France, and England, they became the leading ones, and the greatness of Italian cities, Genoa and the like, they declined, and European forts were established for the different African parts, that is for trade, and new crops such as tobacco, potatoes, and maize were introduced into Europe, Africa, as well as America. So new crops were introduced there, we see it. And also Christianity was introduced in Africa and America from Europe. So there was the spread of Christianity. So we see to it the voyages of exploration also resulted into the spread of Christianity. Also, European states began to colonize the newly discovered lands in order to acquire trade raw materials and promote European civilization. So colonization now started there. When they find the new land, they could demand or they could claim to say, this is for Portugal, or this is for Spain, or this is for England, like that. And it led to depletion of resources in Africa, Asia, and America for European industries. So we know it was also associated with the period of industrial revolution, whereby Europeans, they were getting more resources from those newly found land, and it resulted into the depletion of those resources there. And also ocean routes replaced the land routes as the great highways of the world. So earlier on, people were using the land to move long distances. But here now, we see to it that now the land routes were now replaced by the ocean routes, whereby people now started to embark on the sea routes on long voyages. And the voyages of discoveries led to the slave trade. So again, slave trade was also encouraged there, to say, because they already discovered the other land on the other side and the needs of that other land. Hence, they could maybe come to Africa, get the people to say, let's go to America and you are going to be used as workers in the plantations. And also, much of the world became known except Australia and New Zealand. So during the voyages of exploration, no, not even a single explorer went to Australia as well as to New Zealand. So it was not known by then by the explorers. But much of the world, it became known. Almost the whole world was known except Australia as well as New Zealand. So accurate maps were also drawn. So it was another good result there to say maps were also drawn. And also the oceans of the world were explored and became well known. So the oceans of the world, they became known and they were explored in different angles or dimensions. So to this far, we have come to the end of the topic. So we have come to the end of this topic where we have looked at a number of issues. Mainly on the voyages of exploration, we have looked at it to say that people now started to embark on long sea journeys. On there, we said that it started in Europe in the 15th century, and there then after that we also looked at, say, Portugal was the first because other countries were embarked on other things, like Spain was busy driving out the Muslims, and France and Britain, they were busy in the 100 Years' War. So it gave chance to Portugal to embark on it, and we looked at a number of issues, or the notable explorers. The Vasco da Gamas are there, Diego Cam, Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci. We have looked at Francis Drake, many others who were sent by their countries to explore different places to claim those areas. So at the end of it all, we have looked at the general results, much as each and every explorer had its own result, or each and every country had its results, but we have looked at the general results of these voyages of exploration. Now, here with me are the questions now. So these questions you are going to answer. Remember, don't neglect this part. I always say this. Don't neglect this part because this part is very useful. So there are the questions, very few questions that you are going to look at. So find your time, go through these questions quietly, and you answer them on a separate piece of paper. So they are the things that we have just covered here. So the questions, they go on because a topic is just of moderate size. I cannot just give you a single question or 3 questions. So they're a little bit more so that at least you practice more. The more you practice, the more you are able to know these things. So remember, as you do these things, remember to write on a separate piece of paper whereby you write clearly your best handwriting. And here we have this a question, which is an essay. Discuss the general results of the voyages of exploration or the voyages of discovery. What were the results? So you discuss them in an essay form. So remember, write the good essay for the good marks. So after you are done with everything, what you have to do is you capture, send a photo to this email, to this WhatsApp, and this email address that is just there to assist or to welcome your responses. So what I'll do again is I'll download your things, I'll mark and comment, and send it back to you. So remember to do that. Don't neglect this part. So next time we are still going to look at another wonderful topic as well. So on this topic we are going to look at the French Revolution. The French Revolution. So this French Revolution, it is one of these best topics as well. This topic it gives so many highlights on different aspects that even affect our world today. So we're going to look at many aspects. So this topic is a little bit longer than other topics. So just get ready for this French Revolution. So you know what? This topic is also already there on DVD. All you can do is, as you have finished this, the voyages of exploration or discovery, what you have to do is you pick up that phone and call to say, all right, I need I need this topic. I need the French Revolution topic, and this topic, it is already there on the DVD. So all you can do is pick up that phone and call me to say you need this one, and instantly I'm sending this DVD to you of the French Revolution. So until that time, thank you so much.